Damn, it got quiet there. Sure, I want you to go.
Oh.
Bolts?
Watching the clock.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Nick, you got the floor.
Starting to pick up with the nice weather. We did hear from Paradigm. Sounds like hopefully within the next week or two, we should get the rest of our parts and be up and running, or then we got to install them, but it sounds like we're moving ahead. So, good. Other than that, that's all I got.
Hey.
Busy day today. Master Gardener today, and then Fair Board tonight. I'm on the radio on Friday talking about my precision ag and livestock production workshop. That it's part of my grant. I used to get the drone. I have to do a program on it. And I'm counting that as independent study for school, so kind of triple dipping there. I did hire an intern. She starts May 26th. She's coming up from Florida, so that'll be good. But other than that, that's all I got.
Fairground.
Youth Challenge came in last week and helped me clean out all the stalls. Showers are fully operational and coin operated now. So we are making money off of that as of this moment. The railroad company is doing tie replacement down the tracks. So they've got about 30 people and a bunch of campers out on Railroad Street right now. And I told them to use the showers so that we can make some money off them. And they are. So there's that. Going to be working with the city today, hopefully, to get all the water, the rest of the water turned on and all the kitchens and bathrooms opened up. Joe Esposito is working on the power lines from the grandstands that are overhead. We're putting them underground, and the JCs will be taking over the bill for that. We have a Fair Board meeting tonight. And I'm waiting on a response from Deer Creek and Jason about our water truck. We got a new water truck, and I believe they've put our old tank from our old water truck onto the new one. I'm not sure if they're ready yet. I have not received it, but it should be in the works hopefully this week. As far as events goes, Ramblin' Rose is starting up practice this week, and 4-H showmanship starts up this week, practice. Other than that, that's it.
No, go ahead.
Where are these railroad campers living?
They're all from out of state. I believe it's a company that Union Pacific hired, or like a contractor or something. And they are all down Railroad Street from in front of Joe Esposito's shop, all the way down to the back. They've got 3-4 semis parked on the railroad side. They've got campers all along that road. They pulled in Saturday night. They called me at like 7 o'clock and said, this is happening and we're here for the next 3 months. So, yeah.
They're on railroad property?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
so technically,
I was gonna
They're on
ask.
county property. but they're
no,
on
so
road.
from what I understand, or what I've been told, the railroad company owns from the tracks to the fairgrounds fence on railroad.
That's bad.
So they're on railroad property. And I
Yeah, we've
can't-
had that discussion many times. Yes, that's
Yeah, we
right.
don't want to upset the.
No.
No, not us.
Yeah.
I saw all the ears perked up, you know.
It's a weird, kind of a weird deal, but they do, yeah. Rob,
Oh, it's kind of a quiet week in planning. We have a planning board this week. No conservation easements and no subdivisions, so I'm working on a couple floodplain permits. No surveys to review this week. We had 4 last week, so we'll see what happens. But other than that, that's
hey, Sean,
We have the generator ordered for public health, so it'll be here either Thursday or Monday. We have, Joe from Rugged Electric is going to lay the concrete for the generator sometime this week. And he will lay the concrete for the sign as well. We're gonna try to combine them all in one big project deal and get it done. So, we have that. We also have the electrician working in the furnace room in the police department for our relay switch has gone bad in the furnace for that, so he's fixing that today. I got some estimates for Tom last week on some security things for his grant he's working on, so. We're just trying to get everything ready for spring. It's coming. We are also probably gonna start turning off the boilers a little bit here and there and only use it for when it's really chilly, because they're gonna be overheating here, so that's all I got.
hey, David,
Busy weekend as usual. Got 18 downstairs. That's about it.
okay,
no details.
Tom,
Good. LEPC meeting coming up here at 9:30. I've been working heavily to get all these 3 grants done that we're gonna go for. One of them will be for the courthouse security upgrades. One of them is to help the school district 10 out with some expanding the barricade fencing. And the third one is for the city of Dillon to kind of do the same thing as what we're talking about with the courthouse, to make their courts and some of the entrance to the city hall more secure, because they really have nothing over there. So this meeting coming up at 9:30, it's important that we have some input from somebody in the meeting, from the public, from the stakeholders in it, because as a requirement to the Homeland Security grants, we have to prioritize those grants, being that we have more than one. I kind of don't know how to do that. Other than saying that, you know, all of these things are important, but we need to have a number 1, 2, and a 3. So we'll see how this shakes out. Other things in the DES world, I mentioned here, I think the last meeting, that are getting rid of our old sat phone. It was recommended by DES that we keep some of those things around, and they're really expensive. So now we've gone with the cheaper model, not really a sat phone, but it's a Starlink system. Budgeted out for a little bit of money that was made off leasing out that pickup and myself to DNRC to go out on 2 fires last year. So made the upfront purchase of it, tested the thing out yesterday. I think a pretty good system where you hook into the Wi-Fi, and the fees on that are $50 a month now. And then we lower it down to the lowest amount, which is a minimum base, which is $10 a month. So it's going to save a bundle there. The sanitation world, I got a few permits flowing in, all kinds of inquiries coming up all the time, and enforcement issues that are lingering. So nothing's really changed there. That's it.
Amber,
Tom, on that LAPC meeting, you got time to make ballots before 9:30? Or Rochelle can?
Think we should do that?
I really, I just think maybe we should, because I'll guarantee you there's gonna be more county people here than there are gonna be school people or city people. So the counties should win. Unless you do it by secret ballot and somebody thinks the kids down at the grade school are a bigger priority than our courts. That would be my opinion, at least have them ready. If nobody else wants to do it that way, I don't care. But if everybody does their presentation, I think that'd be the way to do it. And, if you can maybe make sure everybody understands all the, what do they call it, the guidance? It's got to, got to target terrorism, that's what it's for. So terrorism, blah,
Well,
blah,
and
blah.
that makes it more complicated because all three of these grants really do target terrorism.
So they get to pick whether they want to protect the kids or the
Yes.
courts.
Either
But
that-
I just think you should that way, Bob. There's gonna be a lot of county guys here today.
That sounds great. I'm waiting for some input on it, and that thought did cross my mind, and I think we can do that really fast, but
If you had them, it'd be ready, and if anybody objects, I don't care, but that would be a good way to do it.
oh man,
You're popular this morning.
They're persistent.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not on
I can call you too, John, if you want.
Well, I thought I turned that ringer down, but
wow. Did you turn your ringer off?
I don't have my phone. I left it in my office.
Right, Nick?
Ready?
whatever.
All right. I have a couple meetings this week. Probably the bigger thing though is I do finally have some applications coming in. So that's good. So I'll be reviewing those, setting up some interviews. Other than that, I have to brag on my kid a little bit.
See that?
Yeah. he
I
had
heard
a
about him on the
wonderful
radio.
week. All of the FFA kids did, but Asher in particular, I'm a little biased. He won the state swine proficiency, so he gets to go on to nationals with that. Mr. Agro says it's extremely hard to win that as a junior. Most of the other winners, proficiency winners, are seniors or freshmen in college, so that's pretty dang cool. And then third place in the ag mechanics contest, which is, I think, one of the hardest competitions that they have up there. Yeah. Yeah, and then he was 17th in livestock judging, which is also pretty dang good. So he had a great week. I'm a little proud.
Should be.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all the kids did amazing. Savannah.
And what, he won a teacher award or
He's teacher of the
something?
year. Yep. And then Savannah is the state parliamentarian. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We have an amazing program over there.
Joyce?
So we did get an FDA grant, about half of what we got last year, so, it's not a lot, but 13,500, 10,000 will go to our wages and supplies, which I won't need a ton of supplies, but I do need to buy some every year, and then 3,500 for Tom and I to go on training, and this year's standard that we work on is HACCP, which there's a conference at Iowa State University later this year about meat processing in HACCP. And I'm thinking that being that we're in beef country, it'd be a good one to go to. So we're gonna look into that. And then as far as just getting good, I'm probably gonna start on inspections, keep rolling along on that. And then I've been helping when Tom needs any help looking up well logs or soil types. I just help out with those septic permits and things like that. So yeah, everything's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Judge?
It's been a busy April so far. This week I've got a bench trial for a landlord-tenant case set for tomorrow. Today's the deadline for the attorneys to file an agreement. Really hoping we get one of those. Otherwise, tomorrow's gonna be a long day and my eyes twitching thinking about it. On Thursday, I took a case from Madison County. That's going to a bench trial, so I will be over there all day Thursday. And I think Cody's the prosecutor on that, so we'll both be in Madison County on Thursday. And then next week, Bo has clerk conference, so he'll be out. It'll just be Megan and I. And then, I don't know where his is at. If it's in Billings or Great Falls, I don't remember. Mine is the following week, and it's in Butte, so we'll be in and out a lot. Doing good things. Yeah, there's also new case law that came out last week from the Montana Supreme Court that affects first DUIs and blood draw warrants of getting blood to prove alcohol levels. I'm not gonna go over the whole case with you, but it made an impact on how officers are able to collect evidence, and last night I did my first one, so,
Very good.
just keeping up with the changes.
I'm sure that'll be a topic of discussion at Judge Conference.
It will. Yeah.
Would love to get a report if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm curious, yeah.
Maybe we can make sure we incorporate that into all of our warrants moving forward.
Sounds good.
If y'all are really interested, it's Clinkenbeard is the name of the case. So it's only
Clinkenbeard.
34-page opinion from the Supreme Court.
But it's a good one.
Clinkenbeard, yeah, it's a good one.
The name's this long.
But, yeah.
That's it.
Hey, Mike?
It's gonna be a pretty quiet weekend, or week this week. I'm working on monitoring for the grant school. The federal government checks a school every once in a while, and grant turned out to be the one. So Stacy and Penny Huxtable, they're doing a tremendous amount of work. And then I have some of the stuff that I need to do, and I'm gonna try and get that all done this week, a couple of weeks ahead of the deadline. I have a Zoom that the state seems to think I need to attend, even though there are no homeless kids in the 6 rural schools that I work with. We're still bound by, I guess, some regulations we have to follow just in case homeless kids do show up, or in some cases, students who are English language learners, ELL. We don't have any students like that either, but I have to attend those things as well, just to make sure that in case something happens. Other than that, it's going to be a quiet weekend, I hope. Quiet weekend. I'm looking forward to the weekend, apparently.
Stacy.
Just getting ready for the election. We have 3 elections. One will be for the Beaverhead County High School tech levy, one for Dillon Middle School, their tech levy, and they're also got 2 trustee races on there, and then one for Rikeley for a general mill levy. So those we get ready, the ballots will be going out, I think, on the 16th, I think is the date that they get out, so a couple weeks.
Tracy.
Well, Jonna's making me clean up some of my messes all over the place, so I've been going through computers and files.
I'm sorry, I'm being so mean.
Yeah. Doing that. I got a new computer for Mike this week. I'll get scheduled and get yours swapped out. What else? Doing some GIS work finally, so that's fun. That's about it.
Good. Had an opportunity last week to get caught up on a bunch of civil stuff that I needed to polish up being gone, and one of those was the FBO agreement at the airport. So hopefully we can get that rolling and put to bed, and it's operational right now, but we just need to make sure everything's on paper. So I'm gonna have some questions for you guys this week on that. We've got a busy week in court, and then Cody, like the judge mentioned, Cody's took a case for Madison County. We do some for them, they do some for us when we have conflict work. So he'll be over there in trial later this week. And that's about it. Just plugging right along. If y'all need anything, holler.
Commissioner?
On here.
All right. I guess that wraps her up. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Chrissy, you have any idea what you want?